Seas by Jason Isbell is going to be played in standard tuning and will ultimately come out of E minor shape chord positions. The acoustic part of this song I am basing off of an acoustic performance that took place prior to the release of Reunions, and then the electric part that I will show you is based off of what I can hear on the album Reunions. So, the intro to this song, it sounds like is going to be coming out of a slightly alternate shape that you may not be familiar with. It's not going to be a standard E minor from the get-go. So, I've got my second finger down on the 5-string 7th fret and my pinky finger down on the 2-string 8th fret. My second finger will be muting out the 4-string, but it's okay if the 3-string rings out open, and it's okay if the open 1 rings out. So that's my E minor. You want to, in this shape, go ahead and take your ring finger and put it down on the 2nd string 7th fret, 1 fret below your pinky finger, because it sounds like the acoustic part lifts the pinky and hits that note and then puts the pinky back down. So that would be like a down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, and on the up is where you pick up your pinky finger. And then it slides up to this. This is a G chord that you will make by sliding your pinky finger all the way up to the 2nd string 12th fret and then putting your 1st finger down on the 5-string 10th fret. So E minor, the G chord, that's a up strum, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, then fall down to a D chord, which is this exact same shape as our G chord. Just slide it all the way down to your 1st finger being on the 5-string 5th fret and your pinky finger being on the 2-string 7th fret. So these are similar chords to Different Days by Jason Isbell, if you're familiar with that song. It drones on this D, and I'm pretty sure that we have a similar movement within this D chord as what we just had in the E minor chord, where you would want to put your 2nd finger down behind your pinky finger, except for this time it's needing to be 2 frets lower than where your pinky finger is, which makes it a bit more of a stretch. But 2nd finger down on the 2-string 5th fret, so that whenever you go down, 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 up, down with your strumming hand, on the up you lift your pinky and you've got your 2nd finger there on the 2-string 5th fret, and then pinky finger back down to the 2-string 7th fret. And then it comes back up to the E minor. And that repeats throughout the intro, and then whenever the verse comes in, we go to a standard E minor chord. So that would be 2nd finger on the 5-string 2 fret, ring finger on the 4-string 2 fret, everything else open. And then it's going to do that same little pop on a G chord, except for now, that G chord can just get played by fretting your ring and pinky finger on the 2nd and 1st strings 3rd fret, and then go into a D chord. So for this D chord, your 1st finger is going to be on the 3rd string 2nd fret, ring finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and then 2nd finger on the 1-string 2 fret. In this D chord, sometimes it's just a standard D major, sometimes it's with the 2nd finger up and the 1st string open, but you've got the E minor to the G to the D. You can hear hammer-ons or lifting of the 1st finger off of the 3rd string to open the 3rd string, and then 1st finger going back down. And then we go to a C major chord. For the C major chord, there are a couple different ways to play it. You can play it as a 4-fingered C major, ring finger to the 6-string 3 fret, pinky finger to the 5-string 3 fret, second finger to the 4-string 2 fret, open 3 string, first finger to the 2-string 1 fret, open 1 string, and down, 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 up, down. And on the up, you can lift your second finger and then put it back down. Or sometimes it's a bit more singularly plucked, like open 4-string, hammer on the 4-string 2 fret with the second finger, pluck the 2-string where your first finger is on the 1st fret. Or you could play this C chord. Sometimes I think Jason Isbell's playing it like this, where out of the D, you leave your ring finger where it is on the 2nd string 3rd fret and just move with your second finger to the 5-string 3rd fret, allowing your second finger to block out the 4th string, but the 3 string should be open. And then you can hammer on with your first finger to the 4-string 2 fret there. E minor, to the G, to the D, to the C, to the D chord again. Sometimes I feel like I hear Jason Isbell doing out of this D a little walk down, like 3-string 2 fret, open 3 string, pinky finger to the 4-string 4 fret, first finger to the 4-string 2 fret, open D string, and then back into the E minor. To the C chord, to the D chord, and then whenever we get to the chorus, it's going to be a big C chord to a D chord. Actually, it doesn't go to a D chord, I'm sorry. C chord to a B7 chord. And in this B7 chord, you're going to have your second finger on the 5-string 2 fret, your first finger on the 4-string 1 fret, your ring finger on the 3-string 2 fret, and your pinky finger on the 1-string 2 fret. And in this B7 chord, you will pick down across 5, 4, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, picking up the strings. So let me remind myself where I am here. So after the B7, it goes to an E minor, to a D chord, which I would make with an F sharp in the bass. I've got my first finger on the 6-string 2 fret, my second finger on the 3-string 2 fret, and my pinky finger on the 2-string 3 fret, and then to an A minor. The way that you make the A minor is open 5 string, second finger to the 4-string 2 fret, ring finger to the 3-string 2 fret, first finger on the 2-string 1 fret, and you'll pluck 5, 4, 3, and you'll lift your first finger off of the second string to pluck the open second string, then put your first finger down on the second string 1 fret, and then come back to like 3 and 4, and then it ends on a version of a C chord, which I make by putting ring finger on the 6-string 3rd fret, pinky finger on the 5-string 3 fret, second finger on the 4-string 2 fret, and then just leaving the 3, 2, and 1 strings open before it goes back into Okay, one last point real quick about the D's that happen in this song. Sometimes the D's may happen as a C shape. So imagine taking a C chord and just moving it up 2 frets so that your ring finger is on the 5-string 5 fret, your second finger is on the 4th string 4 fret, you've got an open 3 string, and your first finger is on the second string 3 fret. So that's something to remember there about the D's, is that sometimes they can be the C shape D chord. That's the acoustic part. So on to the electric part. Okay, so lastly, the electric guitar part, which I do not have this guitar plugged in so that you can hear me speak, but you should be able to still hear the tone of the strings. It's just not very loud. So the opening lick will happen with a bend. Actually, let me back up. What is it? So the opening lick is just a small E minor chord. This is not the riff, but just the first acoustic guitar part, the first electric guitar part that you hear coming in on the song. Ring finger on the 4-string 9 fret, and second finger on the 2-string 8 fret, and then strum from the 3-string to the open 1 string. You hear that happen, and then you hear what that is slide down with your ring finger to the 3-string 7 fret and pinky finger to the 2-string 7 fret. Also, let me preface this by saying there are different places on the fretboard to play all these notes, but this is just the way that I pieced it together. It may be slightly off from technically where on the fretboard Jason Isbell is playing it, but these are the correct notes. So 7th fret of strings 3 and 2, and then you hear that would be ring finger to the 7th fret of the 4th string, and then first finger to the 5th fret of the 2 string, and then you hear that little lick, which would be keeping this shape with your ring and first fingers, but then putting your pinky finger down on the 2-string 7th fret, strumming across that, and then pulling off your pinky finger to expose where your first finger still is on the 1st string 5 fret. And then we get, so that would be a bend that begins with your ring finger on the 2-string 10 fret, and you're going to bend it basically up the sound of 2 frets. So you're bending it to that note. And then after the bend, you'll put your pinky finger down on the 1-string 10 fret. So, and I'm overshooting or undershooting most of these bends. I'm not great with bending, but so after you hit that 1st string 10 fret, you're going to let the string fall back down and bend it again. So you've got bend, pluck, bend. And then so what that is basically it's just this chord shape right here. Ring finger on the 3-string 9 fret, second finger on the 2-string 8 fret, first finger on the 1-string 7 fret. But you're going to get to that chord shape by sliding with your ring finger from the 3-string 8 fret to the 3-string 9 fret, and then put down the rest of that chord and just pluck up it. Now, whenever you get to the first finger on the 1-string 7 fret, Jason Isbell bends that note the first time. Bends it up like 1 fret. So you can either bend it up 1 fret, or you can just put your second finger down on the 1-string 8 fret, and then pull back off to the first finger on the 1-string 7 fret. So you've got, then second finger back down on the 2-string 8 fret, ring finger back down on the 4-string, back down on the 3-string 9 fret. So you're just picking back down that chord that you just picked up. And then you come back to the first finger on the 1-string 7 fret and go with either ring or pinky to the 2nd string 10 fret. Hit that twice, and then you can hear as that note decays, there's just a quick slide that falls up to the 12th fret. of the second string. And then you repeat the bend. Except for the second bend is slightly different. You bend, you hit the first string you hit the first string 10 fret, and then as you bring the bend back down, you push it back up twice, and then you fall down. You pull off with your ring finger to the second string 8th fret, and then second finger to the 3 string 9th fret. So push, push, down, pull off, second finger to the 3 string 9th fret. And then repeat I will say the second time on that little chord, I'm pretty sure that Jason Isbell does just pick it with the second finger, but feel free to bend it if you want to. And then at the end, it does that little walk down. So that's walking down. I'm playing it this way. Jason Isbell, again, may be playing it somewhere else on the fretboard. But the walk down is from the second string 10th fret to the second string 8th fret to the second string 7th fret to the second string 5th fret to the second string 3rd fret, and then you're going to jump from the second string 3rd fret to the 3rd string 4th fret, and immediately slide from the 3rd string 4th fret to the 3rd string 2nd fret. Open up the 3rd string, and then terminate on the 4th string 2th fret, so that you got... That's not the right rhythm. I'm forgetting the rhythm. Yeah, something like that. So, sorry for forgetting the rhythm of it right here in the moment, but that's something to put on the album, and you can hear that's definitely the correct notes that I've shown you. It's just there's somewhere in it that there's a slightly odd phrased skip. But you can hear that by listening to the album. So, all of that put together, the electric parts that I was playing were not necessarily note for note electric parts from the album. The electric just follows in big washy reverb tones along with the standard chords like E minor to the D to the C, back up to the D, E minor to the D to the C, to the B7, to the E minor to the D to the A minor, to the C before Alright, so I think that covers it. Those are the chords, the movements, and some ideas on that lead riff to Overseas by Jason Isbell. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.